to the Exiting the Matrix Empowered Living Mastery course. We are on week 5 and day 2. Tonight we're going to be talking about emotional balance and emotional validation. And I'm going to make sure I can see everybody's comments. Not seeing the live. Oh, I have to go to live. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, in general, I can see the comments, but I don't always respond to them, like, right away. So, hello. Welcome. I'm going to start out by giving everybody a big, huge hug. I know there's a lot of things going on in the world. People are suffering, and I have an enormous amount of love for everybody, including you. And I'm going to move this over here. So, I was saying that we're on week 5 of day 2. There's, hold on. Technical difficulties. Oh, I gotta put my special lights on too. Ta-da! So, there are 10 core dimensions in the Exiting the Matrix course, and so we're on the emotional core dimension this week. And this course I wrote because I've been through a lot. I wrote my autobiography and changed my name, and I healed the past, the things in me that were nagging, and that made it so much easier to deal with anything else that came along. And so I have 5 children, so I really wanted to leave a legacy for my own children, because we know the educational system is broken. So give me a 1 if you're in here, you're paying attention. So this is really a whole person education. The Exiting the Matrix course, right now I put these books together because that's the whole course, and it is free. Not the books. If you want the books, you have to buy them. I have Snapchat, miss.ayla.love. And so the second book is my personality workbook. And so these 2 books go together. They make up a whole person education. I actually took that and created a rehabilitation program out of it as well. Hi, Kevin. Thank you. And so the reason I did it is because I'm very passionate about people having proper education so that they can heal themselves. Okay? So there is more information that I've learned past writing this that I'm not getting into. That would be like level 2. This is level 1. This is basic. This is like 18-year-olds should have this course for life, for preparing for life. It could also help people. Happy birthday! It's my daughter's birthday tomorrow. And a fellow Aquarian. I'm also an Aquarian. My birthday was on the 27th, so I forgot what to say. But hello. So basically, I'm going to be reading. Let's see, it's page 111 to 115, so it's 4 pages. Also, for some reason, my brain is like, it's my mission, okay, to share my knowledge because it is very important. Oh, I was saying that this course could also be for people who are divorced, or you're struggling in your marriage. You could do it together. Could solidify your marriage. It could help you like both work on yourselves so you can come together again. And pretty much if you feel like you're lost, like there's a lot of missing pieces to the puzzle of life that's not provided, and I'm sharing it. If you're in a happy marriage, yeah, of course, it's to ensure that you have the knowledge. If you have children, you want to become the best version of you. It's about self-actualization and getting all the pieces of the puzzle. Like, for example, we talked about how you're influenced from birth. Your personality is developed by the time you're 5. You know, self-love. We're on week 5 right now, so that we're halfway through, and I just take people on a little journey of self-discovery to help you identify anything within yourself that doesn't resonate, so that you can work through it, process it, and dissipate it, make it disappear. So, so there are some links in the description. There's a link for the core self-inventory, which is the foundation for this course, and it gives you some helpful feedback. There's also a link to go to the online course, which is free, so you can like follow along, or you can move ahead, or you can, because there's audio versions of the reading. It's not by me. My friends asked me to read, so that's why I'm here. There's also a link to Patreon to join an inner circle for men and women, and a group for women. I will add another one for men. I haven't done it yet. Also, you can get personalized support directly from me. There's a link for that. There's a link to the Exiting the Matrix Facebook group, which I've been running for 10 years or more. And I share content on there that's positive and progressive, and because there are layers to Exiting the Matrix. This is really about personal, internal. And then there's a link if you'd like to support my mission. And please remember to subscribe, like, and share. I'm going to see the comments, and then I'm going to get into the reading. miss.ayla.love. I do feel disgusted with the world. There's a lot of things that are happening that are just like, what is going on? Well, one way to progress humanity, in my opinion, is taking it on a personal level. Like, oh, I want to save the world. I had to save my world. And I did. My internal world. I saved my internal world. And I'm working on the external in some areas. So I'm going to start reading. It's called, this topic is emotional balance. Emotions get tricky when we have trouble experiencing. Wait, before I get started, like I said, it's only 4 pages, so bear with me. But it is important information, and if you are in therapy or you have a doctor, anything, you want to make sure that you're utilizing your therapist, because she or he could actually help you go through this whole material if you have suicidal ideation or anything like that. So it's really about being a self-advocate and knowing what you can handle, because emotions can be rough. So Emotions get tricky when we have troubling experiences, traumas, and we do not resolve them within ourselves. If we tuck them away because we do not have time due to working, cognitive dissonance, which is basically a good example of cognitive dissonance is my mother was a Jehovah's Witness her entire life. So to shed light on anything other than what she believed would cause her to turn into her mindset would turn into cognitive dissonance. Like she couldn't fathom being wrong her entire life. So that's like a protection thing. So if you have anything like that, it is important to look at it like, am I just afraid of facing the truth? Is it too hard for me to accept the truth? Okay, so emotions or the trauma get hidden and forgotten until something else happens or we get triggered. It is important to deal with our negative emotions as they come so that the negative energy does not get stored in our bodies, which is stored in the fascia. And the fascia is the connective tissue between your muscles and your bones, interestingly. And there's actually, like, you can look it up. Like, they have a whole sheet where it's like, if you have stiffness in this area, this is what caused it, like the type of emotional trauma. So it gets very specific. Dialectical behavioral therapy, or DBT, does a great job of teaching emotional regulation. When you are aware of your thoughts, you will begin to recognize the trains that are triggered by present experiences. And the trains exist because when you never deal with your emotional traumas, they get tucked away, and then a new one comes, and then you're reacting with that in your body, and it's like this train just keeps growing and growing and growing, and by the 20 years later, you're like got all this long train. So that's why I wrote my autobiography, because I was like, I'm going back to the beginning of when I was born and processing everything that I could recall and dissipate it, transmute it. So when you can see both logical and emotional aspects of a situation or experience and are capable of rationalizing, you are more likely to express a balanced response. It takes practice. In the relational core dimension section, I will go more into how this can help in relationships, but right now the focus is just on your emotional balance within yourself and actually your relationship with yourself. Take for example this exercise from DBT. I'll put it in there in a minute, okay? Print the download or take out a sheet of paper and make 2 columns, okay? Write facts at the top on the right, and write I feel on the second column. Now think of a problem you're dealing with, write it at the top, and either within yourself or with someone else, spend time writing everything in the fact column. That is only the facts. And don't write any emotions that are tied to them. You could come up with a long list. Now in the feeling column, write only your feelings related to the problem. After you're done, read a line from the fact column, say and then read a line from the I feel column. When you do this exercise, it helps you sort the facts from your feelings. Sounds simple, right? Well, when you are operating in an emotional mind, right? Everything is like garbled. It's hard to see facts. And the same is true if you're only operating in a logical mind. It's hard to see the feelings. So this exercise helps you to be mindful of both sides. Well, hold on a second. I got lost. It helps you see both sides. I got lost. Hold on. Okay. Both sides of any situation. And here's additional information to assist you in achieving emotional proficiency. Watch this video. I'm going to put this in the comments. I don't remember what this video is, but it probably is very helpful. let me look. Nope, won't let me open. So, hold on. And it didn't work. Oh, maybe I have to put, hold on. This site can't be reached. And that's what happens when you put, there. That's what happens when you put things, find a good video. I'll have to find another one. So, processing grief. Understanding the process of grief. Actually, before I get into that, I could do an example of the exercise. Okay, if you'd like me to do that, let me know. Let's see. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm trying to, I just found my Instagram. There's my Instagram. So, let's see, a problem. I should have prepared one, but I did not. Good. I'm glad you're good. So, processing grief. All right. Understanding the process of grief is especially important since we often stuff trauma under the carpet to deal with later. It isn't until you face all of your traumas that you will be able to work through the mental and emotional anguish and finally have enough strength to let go of everything by dissipating it that doesn't serve your highest good. Wait. It isn't until you face all of your traumas that you will be able to work through the mental and emotional anguish and finally have enough strength to let go of everything that doesn't serve your highest good. Loving and forgiving yourself completely will help you face the darkness, because you have to face the darkness. So if you need help facing the darkness, get help. Like, have someone on standby. Like, if you don't have a therapist, you don't have a friend to talk to, you need to ensure that you are safe. Loving, so when you face the darkness, you can let it go and dissipate all negative emotions and thought processes attached to it to gain control over your life for good. The 7 stages of grief are disbelief and shock, denial, guilt and pain, bargaining, anger, depression, and finally acceptance. Sooner you can get to acceptance, Hakuna Matata. There are no rules as to how you get through each of these stages or how long each lasts. But the reality is that the sooner you get to acceptance, the sooner you can dissipate the pain. You must face all losses, pains, and disappointments. Because when you do that, then you are free, and anything that comes up after you've processed all of it, like in that moment, you feel free. It doesn't mean that something might pop up here or there that wasn't bothering you, but it could still be stored in your body. But I did this, wrote my autobiography, released all the pain and the trauma. I didn't even know about fascia at that time, but I do like yoga type exercises and different movements to and I guess I was doing what my body needed to do. Listen to your body. Your body wants to move, let it move. Okay? And you might look weird. So what? Do it at home. There's a lady I see her on Facebook, and she's talking, and she's just like, Aunt, talking like this. And she's just, have you seen that lady? I mean, she is releasing toxic energy within her while she's educating. I don't know her name. So, using meditation to process trauma. Use caution. With practice, you can master your meditation skills. Master meditators can dig deep without losing sight of themselves and the process. You don't want to take on what you cannot handle on your own, so be cautious and have someone near who can assist if you are susceptible to self-destructive behaviors, or do meditation in a controlled environment in a session with your therapist. If you need immediate help, take advantage of the National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 1-800-273-8255. Know that you are worthy of life, love, and living a peaceful life, internally and externally. Be patient with yourself, but know that to fully heal from your past traumas, you will need to relive them in meditation and feel your feelings fully. Work through all your thoughts and feelings that are attached to the trauma. Accept that the trauma happened. Find a silver lining and dissipate the negative energy tied to the trauma. So, basically, this is what I was doing for, I would say I started doing this in 2015, and by 2017, by 2017, I had worked through everything. And I'll give you an example of finding the silver lining. So, my third husband, he was drunk and being a jerk, and I was trying to go to bed, and he wanted to argue with me. And so it ended up with him pulling me by my hair off the bed, and I fell on the floor. I was naked, fell on the floor, peed on the floor. And so the silver lining is, like maybe a month before that happened, I got whiplash, and I was having neck problems. And after he did that, my neck problems went away. So, ta-da! You know, it's like, sometimes shit happens, but sometimes that shit can actually have a benefit. So, that's just one scenario. So yeah, I dissipated all that negative energy tied to the trauma. I forgave him, actually, and released it. It doesn't serve me any good to hold on to it. So, next, hello, good morning. Emotions are contagious. It is important, and this actually is really good to go over this right now because of what's happening with protests, okay? It is important to understand how others' emotions can affect us too. Knowing how to detect our own emotions will help us understand the emotions of others. Some phenomena occur when we are around people too. Being aware of this will help us see how to respond when we are caught up in the moment. Emotional contagion is a form of social contagion that involves the spontaneous spread of emotions and related behaviors. The crowd phenomenon is when you lose identity, self-identity, and act as a collective. So you could go to a peaceful protest, that's actually a negative, so a peaceful protest, there's no such thing. If you're going to do it at peaceful anything, it's a peaceful demonstration, like the monks. Peaceful. So when you get into a protest, one person could alter everything because their emotions are contagious. And then other people jump on the bandwagon, and now you have all these people mimicking the original person. So being aware of your own feelings and knowing what, having control of yourself and being aware of what other people are thinking, feeling, and doing, and not just automatically going along with it. It's also true when you go to church, or you go to a football game, or a rally, or anywhere there are many people. It is natural to engage in emotions and behaviors that everyone else is experiencing. For example, and here I'm just going to repeat myself, if you went to a peaceful demonstration and had no intention of causing harm, and a group of people there started rioting, you could get influenced to join in without realizing that you were experiencing emotional contagion or crowd phenomenon. Being aware of these phenomena can help you determine what you are feeling or doing is due to emotional contagion or crowd phenomenon, or if you are feeling and behaving a certain way because it is stemming from you. You can ask yourself, is what I am feeling or doing coming from me, or am I being influenced, or have I lost myself in this crowd? So, final thought on this section. Love has more than one meaning. Love, I'm not sure why I put this here, but it's here. Love, though often thought of as singular, blossoms in many forms. The ancient Greeks identified 8 distinct types: eros, the passionate heat of romantic love; philia, the deep affection of close friends; ludus, the playful flirtation and new connections; agape, the selfless love for humanity; pragma, the enduring love built on shared life; philautia, the crucial love for oneself; storge, the familial love between parents and children; and mania, the obsessive and possessive kind of love. So, why the word love? It's associated with blue eyes? I don't understand what you're saying. Okay, so next section is called emotional validation. Emotional validation defined. Validation is the acknowledgement, recognition, and acceptance of one's internal experience as being true, sane, and valid. Emotional validation is one way to communicate acceptance. Recognition that feelings are understandable does not mean you approve or agree. Emotional invalidation is when your own or another person's emotional experiences are rejected, ignored, or judged. Know that your emotions and feelings are real and valid. When you are experiencing strong emotions, something within you knows something is wrong and your mind is trying to sort it out. Journaling is an incredibly good way to release emotions and thoughts about any situation. Writing a letter to someone who hurt you can also help, but sending it to the person may or may not be productive. Thank you. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Journaling is an incredibly good way to release emotions and thoughts about any situation. Writing a letter to someone who hurt you can also help, but sending it, I already said that. The key is to have emotional balance within yourself and to do what you need to do to have balance, regardless of societal or religious standards. Sometimes that means you must leave a marriage, for example. I had to. If the situation is so bad that you are unable to maintain emotional balance, know that your thoughts impact your emotions and feelings, and that your emotions and feelings can impact your thoughts. It can be a rough battle. That is why it is important to be clear with yourself as to what your expectations are of those around you before things spiral out of control. To be clear with yourself means you are being true to yourself, which means you are on the path toward self-actualization. If you are in a safe environment where you can express your emotions and have healthy conversations about why you feel a certain way, then you will be able to sort through the emotions to see where they stem from. Then you will feel at ease with your emotions because the people around you accept you and care about how you feel. If you are not in a safe environment to express your emotions, more than likely you will not do so. But when one is strong enough to be true to themselves, they are ready for the consequences. I say this in the context of standing up for oneself, even if that means the other person will leave. Time apart can heal both of you. I'm in no way saying that if you are in a violent relationship, you should stand up against them on your own. It would be wise to find someone you can talk to about your emotions and your situation to help lead you to a healthier environment. Managing your thoughts about negative and positive emotions will help you to sort out what is important to you. When you meet someone who is vibrating at lower frequencies or negative emotions, you can feel their energy. And it doesn't feel good to be around them. Whereas a person vibrating at a higher emotional frequency is joyful and bouncy. That can be annoying to some, but that higher frequency is much easier to interact with. Internal, negative or positive talk patterns usually show up in a person's emotional outlook. So, that is the end of this section. Next week is the emotional core exploration and the breaking free emotionally. So, Kevin, can you tell me how many people are in here? Yes, there is a silver lining in everything. I agree. Debbie, are you in here? There's like a delay from when people actually put a comment and then it actually shows up. So I'm just waiting. So the let's see, Monday, yesterday, I went over, what was in that? Emotional regulation, divine feminine and masculinity, which we all can and should develop. I went over emotional quotient, which is EQ, like IQ, but for emotions. So, good information. Anyone have any questions or want me to expound on anything? I'm not sure how many people are in here right now because I can't see the number on my phone. It's really tiny. So, that was the information for today, and no one is asking questions, so I'm going to close out unless anything comes through. I just want to thank you for joining us tonight, and the links in the description. There's a bunch of different things that I'm offering. A core self-inventory to help you. It's a tool that I created for myself that helped me like streamline my development effectively and efficiently. And it also has like great like insight. There's also a link for the online course and an inner circle and a sacred circle on Patreon. Check it out. Also, you can get personalized support from me to help you calibrate. That's a link on my website. You can join the Exiting the Matrix Facebook group. And you can support my mission if you are so called. And please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Not just sharing on social media, but sharing information that you learn in this course with your family, your friends, and you can direct them here. Also, if you haven't, go back and get all of the information because it's building up and ensuring that you have a proper education for life. Honestly, how to be resilient and manage your emotions. So, thank you for joining tonight, and I just want to give everybody a big, huge hug. You're suffering, and for the world, who there's so many problems, but we can come together, raise our vibration, because when we raise our vibration, it affects everybody around us. Have a good evening. Much love.